Alright everyone, today we're going to be talking about Brie Larson, Kathleen Kennedy, and Gina Carano. And that is our entire news section, so you don't want to miss it. Let's jump right into it. So hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. On this channel, we talk about all things positive within the fandom. We talk about them all in a positive way. A portion of all proceeds from this channel, when we start to make money, will go to Tourette's research because we want to change the world one video at a time. And if you'd like to help us do that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and hit the little notification bell. You know the routine. Now let's jump right into the topics. So this week a lot of things have been said. A lot of crazy rumors have popped up once again. So the only question is, which one do we address first? Well, the first one we're going to address is Brie Larson being in Star Wars. Brie Larson apparently has parted ways with Star Wars. Her character and her show that she was supposed to get is no longer a thing. At one point, she was supposed to play the most powerful Jedi you've ever seen, according to people. Then at another point, she was supposed to be playing Mara Jade. And the rumor has it that Favreau didn't want her to play Mara Jade, and he had a big problem with this. Kathleen Kennedy was pushing for her to play Mara Jade, and when it didn't work out, when Kathleen Kennedy and Favreau had a big fight and the Civil War and all that happy stuff's going on, Brie Larson lost her job at Star Wars. Now, this is a blessing if you don't like Brie Larson, right? This is a wonderful thing. Except that here's the sad fact of the matter. Brie Larson is tied up for the next 2 years. She's tied up in movies for the next 2 years. There is no way that she has any time to actually be making that content. She doesn't have time to even really be doing cameos within the Star Wars universe. She has several movies coming out. This was never a thing that was going to happen. Now, it's no secret that Brie Larson is, in fact, a huge Star Wars fan and would love nothing more than to be in a Star Wars movie or show. Preferably, probably a movie, being that she is primarily a movie star. Although, she did appear in the What If series doing the voice of Captain Marvel. So, she probably, as long as it is a Disney product, is a Star Wars product, would actually be willing to play it as she does in Marvel. But that being said, you're looking at something that, you know, is so far-fetched, sorry, it really is, that it's probably never going to happen. She auditioned for every Star Wars movie in the sequel trilogy. And for whatever reason, she didn't get the parts. But she's not bitter about that. So, this rumor that she has parted ways with Disney, or parted ways with Star Wars, or was fired, or Favreau didn't want her, or Kathleen Kennedy supported her, all of that is complete and utter hooey. It's nothing. It's just lies. And this is the type of thing that's been going around again lately. The other wonderful thing is our next topic, Kathleen Kennedy being fired, of course, is still happening. Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out. She's only been on her way out since the very beginning of her tenure at Disney. The second she stepped in as head of Star Wars, head of LucasArts, her career was over. Her career was over. She is the most hated woman in all of filmdom. She is the devil herself. She needs to be destroyed. All this. And in reality, people need to step back and realize just what control she actually does have. Kathleen Kennedy don't have the power to fire Gina Carano. She's far too busy from that. She's not even executive producing some of this stuff anymore on a major capacity. So if she's not executive producing, she's probably not casting either, which, yeah, guess what? Probably means she wasn't all for Brie Larson coming in to play Mara Jade or some other role like the most powerful Jedi yet to ever grace Star Wars. All of that, every last bit of that, is lies. And Kathleen Kennedy's not on her way out. And I'm sorry if you don't like Kathleen Kennedy. I'm sorry if you don't realize what movies she's done in the past where she actually did have the power to executive produce and not just be some executive behind the scenes trying to make sure that everything operates smoothly, which is probably not her forte. Do I think that Kathleen Kennedy's been doing the most awesome job as the head of LucasArts? I would be remiss if I told you that I believe that she's doing incredibly great, because I really don't think she's doing wonderful. I don't think she's doing bad, but I don't think it's a job really that any one person can do and be the figurehead of and still be liked. In a perfect world, Star Wars, is just a movie that LucasArts does. It's not the primary thing LucasArts does. LucasArts has billions of other things that it has its hands in. It's not one cookie in the cookie jar. They have several things that they do on the regular. But when you put a figurehead on a property as big as Star Wars, and you say, this is the person that's in charge of LucasArts, and they're heading up everything Star Wars, when even that's not entirely all the truth. Yes, she has control. Yes, she is trying to do whatever she can do. But there's so many other people with their hands in those proverbial cookie jars going on in LucasArts. The problem is when you put someone as a figurehead to a company like that, you're looking for them to be hated. You're looking for them to be hated. You just are. You put any executive in any position across any film production company out there, and they're going to get hate. Look at Iger, who currently heads up Disney. Iger, who currently heads up Disney, is the personal punching bag, the glorified figurehead of all things Disney operating now. And yes, he has a lot of power, and yes, he's in charge, but if you think every creative choice is going through him, you're probably way wrong. At the end of the day, someone like Iger or someone like Kathleen Kennedy might get a little bit of creative control, but do they have the final say in the final product? You would be surprised. Sometimes the studio's input can be very important, but it's not a matter of if you don't do it our way, it's not going to get made. Conversations are had, compromises are done. But if it goes wrong and now the director has put something out that the fans don't like or something like that, then the figurehead, the person at the top, is going to be the one that we hate. And that's the problem with that. But Kathleen Kennedy isn't personally going anywhere until she retires. And anytime you're reading this, it's a lie. Anytime you're reading anybody on YouTube is doing that as clickbait, they're lying to you. They're telling you that Kathleen Kennedy is going to be fired. Kathleen Kennedy's destroyed. Kathleen Kennedy is out. Kathleen Kennedy and Brie Larson have ruined Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy is fired. Brie Larson quits. Brie Larson's fired. All of that stuff is complete and utter nonsense. And what's our last rumor? Well, our last rumor is, of course, the wonderful Gina Carano is coming back to Star Wars. And you know what? I hope this one's true. I do. But this rumor has been floating around for a little bit. It's been floating around for a little bit because all of a sudden toys were being sold of Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune. They were being sold because all of a sudden now we have this opportunity. We have this chance to sell merchandise that is going to attract people. So yes, they're going to do it. Could she potentially come back? Yes. The bottom line is when a company like Disney fires someone, it's kind of the same as when Marvel fired James Gunn. We're going to let you go for a little while. And we want to see, we know there's going to be some backlash from some fans. Maybe some actors will stand up and defend you. But at the end of the day, we have to make sure that what we're doing is going to actually succeed. What we do, we have to make sure that we're not having someone who's going to be a troublemaker, who's going to cause trouble. We have to balance this out. We have to see if the people like you, and then we can bring you back. And you can't tell the actor that. You can't tell the director that. As the head of a company like that, you have to make those hard decisions. So you make that decision. You're ready to make that decision. You fire her with the potential that you can make her an offer to come back in the future, much the same way that Marvel did with James Gunn to direct the Guardians of the Galaxy films. You know that it's a possibility that you could do that, but you don't want to say that outright. So what do? You take a break. You see, does the audience care? Does the audience like this character? And the fact of the matter is, people like Gina Carano's character of Cara Dune. People really do, and they want her back. And is Disney listening? Well, I'm sure they are. But will they bring her back? Who knows? I don't think it's an accident that they're selling the toys, but do I honestly think they're going to bring her back? Probably not. And the one rumor I always hear when associated with Cara Dune is that the Rangers of the Republic is her show, or was supposed to be her show before it went out of production. We don't know that to be true. We've never known that to be true. I don't think anything's actually been released to say that as a fact. I've always thought that since she was a marshal of that one town, that essentially when the Rangers of the Republic come to ask her to join, and we see that happen, she says no, she don't want to join. So do I think that show was meant to be hers? No. Would she have appeared? She probably would have. Is it possible she had a big storyline within it? Probably did for a little bit, because she would have been the most recognizable name in that show. unless they brought in some other character we knew about from the past. But yeah, again, when you're hearing that Gina Carano's coming back, that's not true either, until you actually hear Disney put out a thing saying that any of these rumors are true. It's not true. And I see all the time where these clickbait YouTubers jump up and they say, hey, these are the things that are going on. My sources say. Who are these sources? I think all of these sources are Mike Zero. That's what I think. But hey, props to them if they can make a channel and build a channel off telling you guys lies and you guys eat it up. But on this channel, that's not what we like to do. We like to be honest with you, and we like to tell you the facts as they are. We like to be positive about the fandoms that are out there. So if that's something that you're interested in, you have indeed come to the right place, and give this video a like. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button too, because Miko says we need more subscribers. I tend to believe him. And leave a comment in the comment box because we want to hear from you. And don't forget that there's that notification bell so you know when we do our next video. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Be safe out there, everyone. And remember that at the end of the day, fandom is family.